families, it's Yolz and welcome back to my channel. Today I am finally doing the social media slash YouTube slash vlogger blogger Q&A. So if you do enjoy this video, you know what to do. Give this video a massive thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know what other videos or Q&As, or if you do have any further questions about YouTube or social media, go ahead, write it down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Just click the subscribe button and join the Yolz channel family. I love you guys so much. And a side note, by the way, I'm out of breath because itis has me, y'all. I had such a big burger after church and I'm feeling like a little sleepy, which is why I didn't put it on my face. I don't have a full face of makeup. I literally just put on mascara, filled in my brows and some gloss on my lips, so that's why the look. But yeah, I just felt like we need to do this video. Let's get right into it.
Hey there. It's Yolz channel.
Okay, so let's get right into it. First question is from It's Vicky Mac. What advice would you give to a person who has just started their channel? Okay, first things first, if you've just started and you know why you started, keep on keeping on. Just keep going. Try to be consistent. Hopefully your first video doesn't include promises like I'll post every week and you know, expect this, expect that from my channel kind of thing. I always feel like a first video should, yes, it's an intro to your channel, you can talk about it broadly, but don't make fixed promises, especially ones that have to do with timing and that kind of thing, because that doesn't always happen. Reality versus, you know, the camera and what people see, no, it doesn't always work. So I'd say for you, Vicky, rather just have a schedule from the get-go. You've just started a channel and stick to it. Try to be consistent as possible. I'm not going to tell you to post, you know, upload videos every week. It's difficult as it is, but I will say try every 2 weeks. So every weekend, attempt to film at least once. If you have a full-time job and that kind of thing, just like me. So once every weekend, just try and pick up the camera. It's not as easy, like I say. Sometimes just take your camera along and vlog. You know, a vlog is content. I'm not saying just vlog anything, but that too is content, and it may help you start being consistent and make it fun and interactive for people to actually start enjoying your content. So yeah, then she also asked, do collaborations really work? See, that's a very difficult question, because what does it mean to work? Are you saying in terms of views, would you get more views through collaborations? Or are you saying more subscribers through more collaborations? Yes and no. I think collaborations for me personally have worked, but that's because I plan them. I don't just, you know, decide I'll meet you today and let's do a collab. No. If we met somewhere and there's chemistry between us, we get along, which is everyone that I've collabed with, I actually get along well with, and there's more interest outside of just the content that we produce for you guys, I think, you know. So for example, I started my first collab with Bezouhle. We met at an event, some launch back in 2016, and we decided then and there, like our love for hair, to actually make it in a Q&A form. She'd always wanted to start a channel, so why not actually get us together in one room and talk about it. There was things that we'd already chatted about on that day, and we had so much fun talking about certain struggles that we thought, you know what, this would be actually good content for YouTube. Let's try it. But if you feeling my vibe and I'm feeling your vibe, and we think we could both bring together great quality content for our audience, that for me is a collaboration that is probably most likely going to work. And what work means for me is give people quality content that's entertaining, that's fun, that's interactive. You know, making people say, wow, this was amazing, please do another collab together. You guys are great. Vicky also asked, we would love to see your filming setup from lighting to camera. I use a Canon 1200D, which I've always got those details in the description box. And then I also just use my sliding door in my bedroom as light, so I use natural light. I do have a ring light, but I haven't really used it. I've only used it in one video, which was the Mr. Price haul, but that's about it. Otherwise, I generally sit on my bed like this and look outside of my my sliding door. Palesa Makuru asked, tips on growing your Instagram. So I grew my following through little things like being present, always always being active on social media. It's the weirdest thing. Liking people's pictures, commenting on their social media, on their pictures and that kind of thing. And of course posting more often. So before I would only post like once every 2 weeks or so. And also deciding on where I want to go with my Instagram. So now if you look at my Instagram, the first thing somebody sees, even without actually reading my captions, is the hair. And that's the story I want to tell first and foremost. And then of course you see my you see all of those little quotes that I put. I love empowering women especially, and I love encouraging them. So if you had to sit down with me, I'll probably come up with like 3 or 4 quotes in our conversation, because I just love those little weird and wacky but wise encouraging little notes. So that's what I do, and I've decided to put that too on my platform, because that again reflects who I am, and those are the 2 things that are on my Instagram. So I decided to sort of narrow it down. If somebody does actually go onto it, that's what they'll see, that's what they'll get, and I think it's pretty simple. So I kept it as simple as possible, and I tried to also take my selfies. I actually watch videos on how to take selfies in an angle that makes you look the way you want to, rather than taking a selfie and then looking like, that doesn't really look like me, kind of thing. Editing my pictures a little bit sometimes, like using filters and that kind of thing. So I use VSCO, and I use airbrush or Facetune to smoothen the face if I want to, and that kind of thing, or you know, define my lashes or whatever. So I think that's worked. A lot of the pictures that are edited versus the ones that are not edited at all have gotten more likes, but honestly my aim was just to get more engagement, which is exactly what's happening. For me, more than anything, my audience from YouTube has also helped me a lot to grow my Instagram, because those are the people who I interact the most with. Those are the people who comment more, just like you guys. It's easy for you to just ask a question on Instagram versus putting a comment up and then a week later I respond. You know, it's easier if you just slide me a little DM and I'll answer. So that's how I've grown my Instagram. I don't know if it's really strategies, but it's really small things that have worked. So Paleso Makuru also asked, give us tips on starting to work with brands and how long it took your channel before it started making money. Technically, I started working with brands back in 2016 at a launch where I was invited, but I approached the brand in a way. I went to the Pro Beauty Expo that takes place around September, October. I went again this year, and because I had now been fully into this whole, I'm a YouTuber and I just cut my hair, I think it was August, September that time, I just approached a lot of hair brands and I was like, this is what I do, here's my email, here's my handle, check it out. So I got invited to a launch, and that's where I made Facebook. From there, the same brand, I went back to them when I did my first giveaway, and they were willing to sponsor it. So that for me was the first time I actually worked with a brand. And then secondly was obviously my All Things Hair deal. You guys know I do videos for All Things Hair, which is Unilever. I was approached by them. I'd always wanted to work with them and they actually are the ones who emailed me and asked me to audition, blah blah blah. I do talk about that in my catch-up video. Long story short, right after that, which was March last year, that ball started rolling in terms of getting more traction from the market, from brands, getting more recognition, getting more invited to launches and different things. So yeah, in terms of my channel actually making money, I don't know whether that counts as, you know, my deals, my YouTube deals, or my AdSense revenue, because there's 2 different things. So we do earn money from the videos that we make, but very little, like cents, okay, per view. However, that comes in like trinkets, okay. So my first check I received at the end of September last year, or the end of August, yeah. That's when I knew. I'm not sure so you basically earn it on the 15th of August and you get it in September, something like that if I remember correctly. So coming to my house, being delivered as a check and getting my money in the bank was in September 2017. That was the first, and thereafter I started getting regular checks, so every month after that. But yeah, that's when I started making money from YouTube, if that makes sense, when my channel started making money. But technically from my business account as a YouTuber. I started making money back in May last year. Somebody asked, I don't know if it's too personal, but may I ask how much was the overall average expenditure for your wedding? That is personal. What I will give you is a ballpark. I don't think I feel comfortable giving you the exact amount, but what we do, myself and my husband have decided to just give it a round number. If you are planning a wedding, mine I don't think was that expensive, but it was a ballpark of $500,000. If you want to plan something similar, have a ballpark of about $500,000 rand. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna put this up on the channel, but I'll decide. Do me a show. Oh, I love this girl. She's asking, what is the one thing you hate about being a YouTuber? I don't think there's anything I really hate about it. There are small dislikes, there are things that do get to me, but not really. Maybe assumptions, honestly. I do think a lot of, like, there are people out there who assume this is my full-time job, or this is the only thing that I rely on for income. So I think the perception of what it is to be a YouTuber is what I don't like, and I wish that could change. And that's like that's a broad answer. To bring it to two issues: brands, number one, and the viewers. So some people would approach me with their business ideas and be like, well, since this is all you do, why don't you? I actually don't like those DMs, because you don't, I almost feel like I can say, dude, you don't know me. And if you actually consistently watch my channel, you would know that I'm a 9-to-5 worker who does YouTube on the side, and you wouldn't approach and force your way for me to actually just try out your business, that kind of thing. So it does get to me. The other thing is brands. Some brands really take advantage of who you are, and again, it's the perception that you may need them more than they need you. So I do get that a lot. Like, a lot of brands approach me and I have to say no because of the way they approach me, you know. Some people are just always like, it's about exposure, you get in my... I'm not out for exposure. I've grown this channel with the help of my viewers and my audience through what I love doing, and I think sometimes they move away from that. It's either about the money or about their product, and you pushing their product so that you can get more views at the end of the day because of the brand that they've established. And that really, it gets to me. Hey, how do you handle difficult situations? What keeps you grounded when you are in a difficult situation? I pray. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a prayer. I've also become more of a crier lately, so I cry quite a lot. But I pray, and something my husband's taught me is to talk about things, like, don't bottle things up. I do find comfort in talking to him, and just, you know, before bed we would just pray about that certain situation, and not just, you know, just do a standard good night prayer kind of vibe. So I pray about things and I talk about it. Also, I've got really close friends. My maid of honor in particular, Shimone, I was also her maid of honor at her wedding. She's someone very close to me, so if anything, difficult situations, I would speak to her, and the same with Ukopano from Ukopano's vlog. Those are the two people I really call my anchors, you know, outside of my marriage and God. So God, my husband, and then my two really close friends who are wise, and I do take their counsel a lot of the times. So yeah, and I appreciate them. Nunu.x asks, hi Yolanda, I want to know, how does partnership work with brands? Do they approach you or do you approach them? If brands approach you, they send you an email saying, this is our product, this is us. They'll send you a link, for instance, and say, we would like to partner with you in such and such a way, right? They would have seen your channel, they would have seen your work on YouTube. That's how Unilever approached me. That's how all other brands saw me. But if I were to approach a brand, so if it was at an event, for instance, like the Pro Beauty Expo, where I ran into a certain brand and I've worked with them in terms of the competition that I had back last year, I went to them and I was like, this is me, I'm a vlogger on YouTube, and I love natural hair, and I teach women how to take care of their hair in the most healthiest of ways, right? That was it. And I gave them my digits. electronically, and ideally you want to put that all on email. So you want to have a one-page presentation of you. I don't know how to call it a presentation. A one-pager that speaks not just about you, but how you benefit the brand. So it must be brand specific. Say you're approaching Estee Lauder and you're saying, I do get ready with me's every 3 months, and I'd like you to sponsor one of my get ready with me's using, you sponsoring me with all your products, from the double wear range, and I'll be using them, talking about the benefits of the products while actually having a chat to get ready with me about healthy living or whatever. Just have an idea and pitch it to them. That's how I would pitch to them. How you get their email addresses, that's not always easy. See, it's easier now for me because I've had a lot of brands, makeup and hair, that have invited me to events and that kind of thing. So you obviously get the PR companies that are emailing you, so you've got their emails, and it's easier. It's an easier open door to the brand in that. Mercy Mokhale asks, I'm aware that you're using a Canon 1200D. Which store did you purchase it from? So I bought it at Orms. It came with a tripod and a voucher, a training voucher. Came with a bag as well. It came with, I'm trying to think what else it came with, and lens. So that was cool. I only bought it for 5,000 Rand some time ago, 2015 March. It was a very long time ago. Just right off the bonus. That's how I know the month. In terms of your corporate side, what is it do you think that you did to earn a promotion? I raised my hand for everything. I tried to be as proactive as possible, and this is very difficult when you're a junior. But if I heard of anything in the meeting, for instance in our team meetings, and I thought about it first, I would give it more of a think on how I would approach certain things, and then lift my hand and ask my manager for a small catch up, or can I talk to you for 2 minutes, and share my certain ideas around that thing. So I think what's very, very important is when you're new, don't be reactive to things. And even if you are a junior, don't be just a taker of work. Also try and be proactive. See where the gaps are in your team, where you can help out. So that's how I did it, and also what is called upward management, where you actually manage your manager, not the other way around. So you get things done, and then you ask, hey, what else can I do? Are you actually are you ready for your strat session next week? Can I assist you? It's not just about you knowing that there's a strat session next week and that you are a junior and you're just supposed to sit there. There are presentations to be made, there are bookings to be made if they're going off site, that kind of thing. So always try and make an effort to be helpful, to be seen, to be taking initiative, to be reliable, to be credible, to be known as that person who is willing to go the extra mile no matter what. And I'm not talking about being taken advantage of so that you work late hours every night, no, but for people to know that they can rely on you. That on its own is something worth a promotion, trust me. Inspifire asks, how does one get voiceover jobs? Any good agencies? So I do some voiceovers for a specific radio station here in Johannesburg, but I don't have any agency. I had actually given them my demo through somebody that I know, so they then just approached me for voiceovers, and that was it. That's how I do voiceovers. So I get that ad hoc email that says, here's the script, are you keen on doing this next Wednesday? And I say yes or no. So I don't really have advice besides maybe trying to get yourself a good demo. So record a good demo. I recorded mine in Cape Town from somebody who lives in Parklands and he's got his own studio. So I don't know necessarily how to advise you on that, but find out where you can get a good demo done, which would be about 2 or 3 takes on different topics, but make sure that they're concise and that they're clear and you've got direction on where you're going if you're recording. If you're going to talk about hair, talk particularly about hair, and then obviously do the call out, who you are, what radio station that they're listening to, the time call out as well, and of course what's coming up on the show, and then link them to a song. That's really what I advise you to do a little demo, send it off and see what happens, honey. Earthy Nolly asks, what do you want people to know about you based on your channel content? So for me, it's lifestyle. I believe my channel is a lifestyle channel. I don't necessarily want it to be solely hair, because I'm more than hair. I love hair. I love teaching women how to better take care of their hair, but that's not it. I also love life. I love encouraging people. I love teaching people. So yeah, I wish people could see more of that as well. So that's why I bring my hubby and I bring my sister, and I collab, because it's lifestyle, it's life. So essentially I would like to grow my channel, if I do stick around for the next 3, 4, 5 years, to fitness and what I really do on a semi-bi or bi-weekly, you know, kind of vibes. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, I'd like to make it more lifestyle than just hair later, and obviously with the addition of makeup and everything else that's part of life. I want to start a YouTube channel. Can you give us some tips on what equipment to use to film, edit, and take Instagram pictures? This is Lungi Fit that's asking this question. So give us some tips on what equipment to use. Use anything as simple as a phone. So at the moment I'm using a Samsung. Before this I had an iPhone 7, and before that I had an iPhone 6. The iPhone 7 got stolen a few weeks ago, so I just had to get anything really. That was quick. Sorry Samsung, I'm not bashing Samsung, but I just decided, let me just get a simple phone but with lots of memory and good quality cameras. So anything with a good camera, I think, is anything above 12 megabytes. Front camera and back camera, this one's got 13. It takes really good quality pictures, and then you can actually film with it. You can stick a memory card in here, 32 gig, 64 gig memory card, and then you can edit. Get an iPad. Don't have to go and get a PC for that. I use an iMac to edit my videos, but I started off with my Dell PC, you know, editing on that. So yeah, and then to take Instagram pictures I use my phone mostly, but there are some images that I use my 1200D for. It's just so heavy that I don't use it all the time. Alrighty honeys, that's it from me. This video was long enough, so let me not take too much of your time in the outro. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a massive thumbs up if you did. Comment down below and let me know if you guys want more Q&As like this, and of course give this video a massive thumbs up if you liked it. I hope that was a fast enough outro, and if you watched till the end, I love you. Mwah. Bye.